So I'm here in Joburg, and the fitness guys the fitness centers are also protesting. You know, they want to save lives as well and save jobs, and they are of the opinion that, and they're right, being fit will save you from this whole corona thing. So it's quite noisy here. It's I can see there's a bit of a traffic jam at the moment, but I tell you what, I think it's not just the restaurant industry, it's the fitness industry, and yeah, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I know you can't hear me, but it's for the gym.
Oh, it was more like a practice run for you going on, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. I can quote this stuff out of my head now. Well, I do know if you probably look at my notes, but not as much.
Cool. So for those of you guys who don't know, this is Grant Austin, eh? Grant Austin.
Yeah.
Saying it
Yeah.
right. Okay. So Grant is also an owner of his own chain of gyms, which is called Edge Fitness, eh?
That's correct, Wade.
Cool. And you're also the spokesperson of Fit SA. Can you kind of just give us a snapshot of just Fit SA? Because I know a lot of the managers and the key players know about Fit SA, but the rest of the smaller guys, you know, the consultants, the fitness marshals, who is Fit SA? Let them know what you guys are doing for them.
All right, so Fit SA was started in 2005. It's a non-profit organization. It's open to anybody to join in the fitness industry. There's an elected committee. We've got a constitution and a manifesto, and we are pretty much like the watchdog or the night watchman of the fitness industry. We try and promote health and fitness, fair practices. We engage with government, etc. All of the committee are, well, not all of them, but most of the committee are gym owners themselves. Nobody draws a salary, so whatever comes in gets used for the good of the industry.
Yeah.
The fees are really cheap. It's like $150 a month to be a member. You get a monthly newsletter, etc. And I joined Fit SA pretty much 6 months ago. I mean, I've always known about it because I'm in the Eastern Cape, though. I wasn't able to go up to meetings, and to be honest with you, now with Zoom and Skype and all this kind of stuff, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
So I'm very actively involved now.
Okay.
And we've got all kinds of initiatives. I mean, we're wanting to grade the entire fitness industry, you know, on almost like a star rating, but on a non-discriminatory basis. You know, it's not like you're a 5-star and I'm a 1-star. It'll be like a sort of a studio and a mini and an express and a premier and a mega, whatever. And that'll be based around what you have in your gym. So if you're running a aerobics classes out of a school hall, you know, you might be a mini studio or whatever it is. So we're going to do the grading based on largely on how Ursa has done it. So the reason that we're doing that is a couple of reasons. The first thing is we've always been trying to get the big players to engage with us, you know. Give us the Discovery deal, and then Discovery goes and says, but like, who are you? What are you? You know, you're 1,500 different gyms with different prices, different owners, different access, different facilities. We don't even know if you guys are trained, you know. So, you know, if you want to engage with McDonald's, you drive past the McDonald's, you see those golden arches, you know. You can drive in, you can pay with a card, you can get a meal that if you eat it within 5-6 minutes, it'll still taste okay, and it's not going to kill you. So we need to make ourselves into a brand. The entire smaller fitness industry needs to make itself into a brand that can be dealt with. So we're moving towards the gradings. We are also going to engage with, we are in the process of engaging with the larger insurers, and that, not just for medical aid subsidies, which we hope that we'll be successful with. But also, for example, smaller independent gyms, there's going to be $7 to $8 million a month. Now, we would set up a template with one of the big insurers. So you also find that a lot of the gyms are like, oh, thank God I've got insurance cover, loss of profits for COVID-19. Guess what? You don't, because of the fine print. So we would assist the guys with that type of a thing. We'd then retain, let's say we got like a 7 or 8% discount on the $8 million premium. We then keep a small percentage of that in Fit SA, pass the balance onto the industry for the good of them. They've got the right insurance, the right cover, the best price, and we also then fund Fit SA. So when we've got to maybe go and engage with government or go to court next time, we, instead of going to the office and saying, please donate, we've got the money to...
because these sort of movements and initiatives, it comes at a cost. So you got to do something that also feeds the organization so that it can represent everyone when they do need it.
100%. 100%.
As an introduction, because a lot of people know Fit SA, and they kind of just think one level, one stream of things that you guys do. But now that you open up the doors to say, this is what we want, I think this will also invite a lot of health clubs to actually phone you guys and say, how can we become a part of this here? Because besides representation, all health clubs need to work together right now. I think this is the first time we're going to see everyone standing together, because usually it's always about selling memberships and who has the better product and who has more treadmills. But now it doesn't matter now. We just want to work together to get things open. But where are we? What's the way forward now with Fit SA and working towards getting the industry open for all of us? What is the way forward now? Where are you guys with it? Are you at court or just submitting proposals? Where are we?
No, we've got a court date on the 19th of August.
Nice.
We're hoping not to have to go back to court. We were in court on the 2nd of July already, and there was a meeting of the mines, and we stepped back off of the case because the government said, look, we want to open you on level 3. We're happy with the protocols that you've all put together and submitted. Just give us time to rubber stamp it through the council and parliament and have it gazetted. That's over a month ago. So we've got a new urgent interdict in court. 19th will be in court. But just this morning, I had a very encouraging Zoom call with some fairly high-level people. I can't elaborate too much now because I just have to verify some of the stuff. But we've told them that the industry's got problems. We've told them that the TERS money is running out on the 15th. We've told them that, we represent, of the 29,000 jobs at stake in the industry, Virgin and Planet are maybe 6,000 jobs. That leaves us with 23,000 jobs. And we in the smaller towns, you don't find a Virgin or a Planet Fitness in Mikey'sfontein or Pofadder, but you do find one of our guys there delivering good quality health and service and that. And these are the guys that need the help and assistance. So the government is aware of that. We also said if you wait too much longer, go past the 1st of September. A lot of people go, I'll go back next year. December's coming. Why would I join a gym again? So there's a lot of we chatted about a couple of very relevant points, and I'm hoping I just want to verify some stuff, and I'm hoping to make an announcement on our Telegram group a little bit later on today.
Oh, that will be highly appreciated, because more or less I chat to my ears always on the ground with a lot of the sales managers, the GMs and the fitness staff, and the biggest concern is they honestly feel that with the way things are going right now, what if this is extended for another 4 to 8 weeks? Is there any sort of negotiations with an extended TERS benefit for people in our industry? Because I think that's our biggest concern is our finances right now. We're running out of oxygen.
Wade, the problem, that's a big double-edged sword there, because the problem is, first of all, it's not going to happen. It's not going to be, the lockdown and the closure of gym is not going to happen. One of 3 things is going to happen. I'm fairly sure we'll be opened, or we'll have a definitive date early next week. I'm fairly sure of that. The second thing that would happen is the court case will either rule in our favor or not. And the last thing that would happen, gyms would just open. Because let's say, it's true though. I mean, the guys are getting cut full now on the group. I mean, it's not.
They're doing it overseas. They're doing it overseas. They're getting arrested and stuff already now.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm quite confident that we will open. What you got to remember as well, the longer you leave your member base not to train, the less of them are going to come back. So it's not an option for us to let them carry on. As it is, the Oaks debit runs have dropped. I mean, our runs dropped by about 15%, which is through attrition. We've actually been very lucky that our members have supported us. But, I think a lot of the guys that stopped debiting their clients have broken that social, moral, and legal connection between themselves and their clients. I think that's the biggest single mistake a lot of guys made. Look at Virgin. They thought it would last like a month or 6 weeks. They've just had to lay off 95% of their staff because they never anticipated this thing to go on so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of scary because a lot of people, that are here, my phone's been ringing quite often. A lot of my staff even phone me about when we're going back, and we'll highly appreciate it. I mean, if you can give us, like, at some stage of the day, where can we get this information when you do post a notification?
Get onto Telegram. It's like WhatsApp. Get onto the Telegram app. And then I've got your mobile. I'll send you a link, but you can go on the Play Store or iOS or whatever, Apple Store, Play Store. Download the app Telegram. It's like WhatsApp. And then just look for the Fit SA group, and you can join the link, or you can text me and I'll add you kind of with it.
Okay. I spoke to a couple of fitness guys that have also smaller and private businesses, also down in the Eastern Cape, predominantly in East London too as well, and some around the Western Cape. And they have their online platforms, they have their little studios, and a lot of them have battled to actually get any support from the government. Was Edge Fitness or your foundation lucky in getting any of the support from government?
It was a very hit and miss. I mean, we applied for 11 companies because we got 4 gyms and 7 other businesses.
Yeah.
And at one stage we were owed like 700 grand. I mean, I think now we owed about 300 grand or something like that.
Sure.
I'm not exactly sure. We did get for 2 of our businesses, we got that SAFT, SA Future Trust Oppenheimer or whatever it was, funding as well, $750 a week. But it was nowhere near, if our wage bill is like $650 a month, we are 350, 400K right now as we sit here, maybe more.
Yeah.
So we got a bit of assistance, but to be honest with you, there's a stuff up, we applied, our accounting lady applied for all the businesses on the same day using the same thing. One got paid, the other ones didn't. So it is a dog show. I mean, you can understand it because it's obviously the first time they've had to deal with this kind of a thing, but it is what it is.
You know what, we know that, and we're leaning a lot towards you guys and the bigger players too as well to stand strong and fight this battle for us. But my biggest fear is the smaller guys. I mean, a lot of them are, I don't even know, maybe you could advise, are some of the gyms actually, are some of the tenants or the gyms still paying rent during this lockdown from the people that you're working with? You don't have to mention their names because that's some of the struggles for some of the owners.
Well, that's one of the things we did, Wade, is right at the start of lockdown, we actually did some analysis and legal research and that kind of a thing. And we came up with the rental recommendations letter, which I can happy to share with you guys.
Yeah.
And basically with force majeure, the concept of force majeure and bis major, it's a very well-established principle in common law that you're not obliged to pay rent if you don't have beneficial occupation. But we did say that you should chat to your landlords and try and negotiate. Now, the letter that Fit SA issued had 2 different rental recommendations that were both very, very fair. Because the landlords, as they often do, had a very hard-ass attitude at first. With our 4 gyms, I did deals with 3 of them, and the one was like, dear tenants, we feel for you in this national pandemic, and da-di-da-di-da. Last line is like sort of, if you pay your rent,
Yeah. Okay.
Sent him a letter. I said, look, that's not the attitude. What about force major, bis major? Another letter came back saying, well, tough luck. I didn't pay him. In Masuni. He's got no leg to stand on. So the other landlords, I did fair deals. I got in the one gym, I got a 25% payment. I had to only pay 25% with no payback.
Wow.
The other one, I did a 4-year lease extension. I got 4 months rent free. The other one, I think it was 50%, 50% and whatever, but it was fair deals. But that's one of the benefits and values of Fit SA as well, is that we are able to look at the thing from the big picture and say, here's a rental recommendation. Take this to your landlord. You don't have to understand the legal implications, because a lot of gyms are going to get caught up now when they do reopen at full costs and their bases have come down. So that was also one of the concerns that we had. We said this has to extend beyond lockdown, that you have to have some sort of a rental relief.
I think that's very, very important, because I was about to ask you, like, your final thoughts about what do you predict when we open again? I mean, we're not going to see that same peak session where we got thousands of people or hundreds of people accessing a club in a day. Can we start expecting to start seeing people? Do you think the online platform is going to flourish right now for the next 5 to 6 months, or can we expect, what's the word on the ground about people coming back to gym?
And researched it as well, is that you got quite a bit of traction initially, and I think after a week or so, I wouldn't have been surprised if you had a 2-way camera, if someone was sitting on their couch drinking coffee and having a muffin and watching the class.
Yeah, that's more or less.
Yeah, but I mean, I love exercise. I've trained my whole life. I brought weights home. I brought you know, boxing. I actually made a boxing bag out of a soccer ball in my wife's stockings because I like boxing.
Yeah.
But it's actually amazing. It's better than my boxing bag at the gym. I'm going to
Okay.
bought one. Yeah.
Getting creative.
Yeah, and I did it for a week or so, and then I got cut full, you know. So I think online has got a bit of a place, but as FitSA, we're going to see that more of a method to trawl for business to try and feed into the FitSA base down the line. Because we're going to start doing sales support for the guys, sales courses, marketing training, lead generation, even, you know, examples of rental contracts that the guys should use so that they don't get caught out. So my view, online, there is a place for online, but it's not very big. People still want that interaction. You know, we're social people. You know, even if your husband or wife is the best chef in the world, you're still going to go to a restaurant. Why?
100%.
Because you want to interact. Yeah. So online, I don't think there's a massive scope for it. And we've done surveys amongst our member bases. I think it was something like 88% of the people surveyed felt as safe or safer coming back to gym than in a shopping mall, number one. And number two, 82% of non-members surveyed said they want to join a gym. So internationally, the guys have seen like 60% of their visits come back, and then 70, and then 80, and that kind of thing, and slowly sort of a tick up in that. I think we're going to fly. I think we're going to absolutely fly. Give it a bit of time. You know, people have realized you can't hide from the virus. You can't wait 18 months for a vaccine. What is it that protects you? It's your own immune.
Build your immune system by being healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So, if we have, in closing, Grant, what can we say? You know, just in closing, is this looking positive for people like us in the industry? Give us your prediction. We're not going to hold guns. We're not going to hold the bullseye on your back to it or anything like that. But give us your prediction. When can we expect? I know it's a tough question to ask, but you're the guy that said we need to come to. When can we expect?
I would say the latest will be the 1st of September. That's in my view. The latest will be the 1st of September. We're certainly hoping that it's before then. Yeah, I mean, that's what my prediction is, latest.
So we can say we're kind of making some good progress around the country with you guys spearheading this for us.
Yeah, we've made a lot of traction. We had an incredible demonstration yesterday. We turned it to be a PDD, which is a peaceful digital and drive-by demonstration. We never broke any of the lockdown 3 rules. No one got arrested. With the police were like calling the gyms and saying, "Oh, you can't protest." And we said, "You know what? We're going to do it in our cars." And it was the best thing that ever happened. We had we got hundreds of videos coming. I'll share some of those.
Please share some with me. I'd like to post it on our channel too as well. What I want to say is, Grant, we should have a second part to this here, because once you get the green light, I'd like you just come back onto this platform where we can kind of just highlight the do's and don'ts when gyms do open, and just kind of give. I know you guys have sent out gyms a little regulation policies and stuff like that there. Well, it'd be nice to kind of educate people, not just the staff, but people. So when people walk in, they already have that mindset of what to do, what not to do. So we can actually do another session of that there just to help educate the country a little bit better.
100%. I mean, we've even got somebody to sponsor COVID-19 courses. They're normally $350 a course, but as a FitSA member, your staff and you and everybody can do it free, and you get a certificate in your name. So you can literally stick up the certificate on your door saying, John van Staden has completed XYZ COVID course. So those are a lot of the good things about coming together as an industry and tackling this thing as one. And it's really galvanized the industry. If there's any silver lining in COVID-19, it's been that. It's actually made a fitness industry out of a whole lot of independent gyms.
Beautiful. Grant, so thank you for your time. It's thank you for agreeing to come onto the channel, and I hope that your predictions are right. And I hope once you run through this week, if you got any information, please, I'll be happy to do this again for you, because the more we just update our people, the less anxiety we take away from them now. So it's a very uncertain time. So the more information we post out there, and we let people know where we are, not just for our members, but also for our staff.
100%, Wade. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.